when she goes by.
It's like QVC Central in that gym, I swear. We all know each other. You're so funny. Okay, let's all breathe deeply, shall we? It's time to enjoy, because we've got fragrance in our show as well. This is the Hummingbird Mint Garden. It's kind of a misnomer, really, because it's not technically a mint, but it has that mint fragrance to it. Now, this is brand new this season. It is $31.12. You're getting 4 pieces, 2 of each of the colors that you see in front of me. And boy, is this a saturated color that you're seeing, too.
I'm all about the color this year. I want the big colors in my garden. I'm, you know, out with the mauves, out with the lavenders. I want something that's absolutely on fire.
Happy.
The deer are not interested in this. Butterflies and hummingbirds are. And by the way, the proper name for this is agastache. This is a perennial. These do not stop blooming, and it is my #1 favorite perennial for my clients.
Wow, that's big.
Because it doesn't get leggy. You don't have to stake it. The deer will not touch it. The rabbits will not touch it. But it's, again, a great source of cut flowers. And in this collection, you're going to get the coral and the mandarin in this collection.
We already, though, I just heard, have fewer than 400 of these, even though it's brand new this season.
Dear.
So we're in the home stretch here already on this, even though it's relatively new.
Don't miss these, because if you've got an area where you typically plant annual salvias, this will do the job there better, because it is a perennial. It never stops blooming. You're going to get 4 pieces in this collection, 2 of the mandarin that you're looking at right now. How hot is that color?
That is gorgeous.
I am wild about that color. And if you look at the other color that we've got in the collection, which is we got the mandarin and the coral in this collection, these are hot colors together. These are the colors that Matisse would use side by side, because you normally don't think about these colors. And I have to tell you, a lot of people go to arboretums to be inspired by what plants to go together. I go to the museums, and I'll go to these high-end artist exhibits like Matisse, who's inspired me the most to put these colors together. It's all about having something that's unique. That's why we designed the collection this way.
So the name then that we put it in there, Mint Garden, this is not invasive like mint.
No.
The mint is referencing
to the smell of the foliage
that you get.
Exactly. And just a good rule of thumb, any plant that has got strongly scented foliage is a plant that the deer are not going to eat.
Right.
The hummingbirds love this plant, and it is tough as nails. I use it religiously for my clients because it absolutely delivers. And as you see the way that it sits here, this is representation of what it'll do in your garden, the way it sits so nicely with the nice soft foliage here, but it's not leggy. It cleans itself up. And to give you an idea about how it's going to grow, this is the way they ship to you. These are going to tear it up in your garden this year. But look how beautiful the leaves are. And
lush.
You can smell the foliage.
Oh gosh, that smells so good.
It's just lovely.
Oh, I want a shower gel that smells like that. That's good. These are going really quickly.
But it's really, really nice. So don't miss these. My favorite perennial, the agastache, and this is our most colorful collection of agastache.
250 remain. So basically, I love it when Philip confesses his favorites, because to me, it's like you've got the inside track here. If you were to hire Philip to come and design your own garden, he's straight up telling you this is the one of the number one pieces that he puts in all of his clients. So here you go. Now you're the designer. And why? I suspect it's because of the beautiful blooms. It really does look like designer gardening.
It really does.
Yeah.
And if you've got a deer problem, this is what I do. I plant my daffodil bulbs. The deer will not eat daffodils. They'll eat tulips. But I plant my daffodil bulbs in the same bed where I have my agastache. And then the agastache, which is what these are, that comes on later, and it covers up the seasoning daffodil foliage. You're always like, what do I do with the yellow daffodil foliage? Cover it up with a perennial that the deer don't like either. This is a good follow crop, and the daffodils are there for good, the agastache are there for good. If you've got a small garden, you have to get more than one crop out of one area.
Right, but it's like a security system for your other florals there. What a brilliant idea. $31.12, I think would be a good value if you've got maybe 2 here, right? You're getting, and you had to pick the color, you're getting 4 of them, 2 of the mandarin, 2 of the coral. Brand new this season, and so low maintenance here. Zero staking on this one too, right?
Zero staking on these. They only get 18 inches tall,
right,
but they're really compact. And look at that. It's got a salvia-like blossom. The blooms are bigger, and you don't find salvias in that color. Perhaps in an annual, but not in any of the perennials. These are these hot Matisse colors. If you like that artsy look in your garden, this is the way to go. Everybody's got, you know, reds and pinks. Wouldn't you rather have coral and mandarin?
And in general, agastache does not bloom as long as these in particular. Like these are longer blooming.
It's the
That's
longest
the
blooming,
key.
up to 5 months of blooms out of this, because
that's
these start
fantastic.
blooming in the spring. They bloom all the way to frost.
Will we get blooms this year?
Child, it'll be covered up with blooms. I'm telling you all about it. These
I love
absolutely.
it when I ask him a beginner gardener question. I always know when it's kind of like one of those kind of dumb questions. He goes, girl or child?
No question is dumb. That's the thing.
I don't
People do want to know, though.
Yeah.
But that's what you can expect. And if you think, you know, I'm not so sure about that, these are guaranteed for a full year.
This is
We
great.
guarantee the results. So don't be afraid to try something you may have never tried before, because this is a winner. If you're sticking with just your old-fashioned stuff, break out of that.
Good
Try
for you.
something new, because the guarantee for a full year, you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain.
We've got 150 remaining, so really this is the home stretch on this. And sadly, it's kind of the home stretch for our gardening season in general. We've only got maybe a half a dozen or so shows remaining from Cottage Farms. So here's an opportunity, $31.12. If you would like this kind of look in your garden, it's easier than you think. And it's more affordable than you think as well. But the thing is, we dial back the price and give you more benefits and features than you would in other plants from other places.
Think about your flower beds, and think about the areas of your flower beds that are filled with annuals that you have to buy every
Again
single
and
year.
again.
And think about putting these colors in those places.
Why wouldn't you?
You're not planting the marigolds anymore. You're not planting the annual salvias anymore. You're not planting the zinnias. You plant these once. They're there for good. I don't care how cold it gets. These grow in Aspen, Colorado. They're growing down in Mississippi too. These are awesome. If you're covered up with deer, these do not get eaten. Butterflies, hummingbirds, cut flowers, they're there for good. Look at those colors.
Plant yourself a perennial
Do.
and then take the extra time and, you know, read one of those trashy summer romance novels or something, you know? Fewer than